A defining moment of the 2026 World Cup, Cape Verde caused a massive upset, becoming the first team to reach the knockout stage without winning a single match, while Holland made waves back home in Norway. Cape Verde penned the ultimate 2026 World Cup fairy tale by holding Saudi Arabia to a 0-0 draw in their final Group H match, thereby securing a spot in the round of 16. Few could have imagined that a nation with a population of just over 500,000 would turn a group featuring Spain, Uruguay, and Saudi Arabia completely upside down. Cabo Verde did not win a single match, yet they remained undefeated. 3 consecutive draws, against Spain, 0-0, Uruguay, 2-2, and Saudi Arabia, 0-0, were enough for them to finish the group stage with 3 points, placing second in Group H behind Spain, and knocking Uruguay out of the tournament early. This performance led FIFA to describe Cabo Verde's journey as a fairy tale. The team nicknamed the Blue Sharks, impressed with a disciplined defensive style, a tenacious fighting spirit, and an ability to make the most of every opportunity. In the decisive match against Saudi Arabia, Cabo Verde created more dangerous chances. Jamiro Monteiro, Kevin Pina, and Leros Duarte all put the opposing defense under pressure, while goalkeeper Mohamed Ulawais was forced to make repeated saves. Nevertheless, the 0-0 draw was enough for the African representative to make history for their nation's football. Remarkably, Cape Verde advanced from the group stage without securing a single victory. Under the 48-team World Cup format, where group runners-up qualified directly for the knockout stage, their consistency across all 3 matches allowed them to finish ahead of Uruguay, a 2-time world champion. Cabo Verde's reward is a round of 16 clash with defending champions Argentina. While this represents a massive challenge, their performances against Spain and Uruguay give them every reason to believe they are capable of springing another surprise. Should they overcome Argentina, Cabo Verde would write another chapter in one of the greatest stories in World Cup history. Even if their journey ends here, they can still hold their heads high, as their performance at the 2026 World Cup has far exceeded all expectations. From a team making its debut, Cabo Verde has emerged as a tournament sensation, commanding respect and admiration from the entire world. Cape Verde became the first team to reach the 2026 World Cup knockout stage without winning a single match. 3 draws were enough to set a historic milestone. This is a remarkable achievement for Cape Verdean football. Starting out as an underdog, the African side repeatedly held Group H giants Spain and Uruguay to draws before sealing the feat by sharing the points with Saudi Arabia. Cape Verde's success stems from a disciplined style of play, a tenacious fighting spirit, and the ability to make the most of every opportunity. Goalkeeper Vozinha and his teammates remained unbeaten throughout the group stage, thereby pulling off one of the biggest surprises of the 2026 World Cup. Reaching the knockout stage without a single win not only secured Cape Verde a place in the tournament's history, but also demonstrated how the 48-team World Cup format can enable underdogs to script fairytale stories. Buoyed by high morale and the confidence gained from an unbeaten run of 3 matches, the West African side promises to remain a formidable opponent in the knockout rounds. In other developments regarding Group I of the 2026 World Cup, Holland electrified his native Norway, France demonstrated the prowess of a title contender, Norway made a proud comeback, Senegal kept their hopes alive with a spirited resurgence, and Iraq bowed out early. The landscape of Group I in the North American tournament did not produce any major upsets to the established order, yet it offered 4 distinct storylines. France advanced, powered by a squad of brilliant stars. Norway fully savored the joy of their return. Senegal fought to the very last minute, while Iraq departed the tournament in disappointment. The runners-up topped their group with a perfect 9 points, scoring 10 goals and conceding only 2. However, what makes the 2018 champions formidable is not merely the statistics, but the fact that they possess multiple stars capable of stepping up to decide the match. Against Senegal, forward Kylian Mbappé scored a brace, bringing his total tally in World Cup finals to 14. In the 3-0 victory over Iraq, a match interrupted for nearly 2 hours by lightning, the French captain scored a brace in his 100th international appearance, reaching a tally of 16 World Cup goals and equaling the record held by legend Miroslav Klose. The subsequent 4-1 win over Norway demonstrated that France is not a one-man team reliant solely on Mbappé. Forward Ousmane Dembélé completed a hat-trick within the first 25 minutes, becoming the third French player to score a World Cup hat-trick, following just Fontaine and Mbappé. Midfielder Desire Du sealed the victory, concluding a group stage where Didier Deschamps' squad always saw someone step up at the crucial moment. Norway finished second with 6 points, but their story went beyond merely securing a spot in the round of 32. Returning to the World Cup for the first time in 28 years, the Nordic side opened their campaign with a 4-1 win over Iraq, featuring a brace from Erling Haaland on his debut. Celebrations in the city of Bergen registered as minor tremors on Norwegian seismographs, a detail that speaks volumes about the frenzy the Manchester City star has ignited in his homeland. Haaland went on to score a brace in the 3-2 victory over Senegal, directly propelling Norway into the knockout stage. After the match, the Norwegian players and fans performed the Viking rowing celebration on the pitch, an iconic image for a team that had been absent from the biggest stage for far too long. The 1-4 defeat to France in the final group match was the price paid for the decision to rotate 10 starters, including Erling Haaland and midfielder Martin Odegaard. This may well have been a calculated move by Norway to conserve energy for the challenges ahead. Senegal was the team that stirred the most emotion. The African side performed creditably against France and fought valiantly in a 2-3 loss to Norway, before staging a spectacular rescue act in their final match against Iraq. The 5-0 victory allowed Senegal to finish the group stage with 3 points and a goal difference of 2, keeping alive their hopes of advancing as one of the best third-place teams. Forward Ismaila Sarr scored his 4th World Cup goal, becoming Senegal's all-time leading scorer in the tournament. Midfielder Pape Gueye netted a brace with long-range strikes, while midfielder Habib Diarra and forward Iliman Ndiaye also contributed to what was Senegal's biggest win of the competition. It was a resounding response following 2 defeats, though their fate still hinges on the outcomes of the remaining groups. Iraq once again exited the World Cup, for the first time since 1986, having lost all 3 of their matches, scoring 1 goal and conceding 12. Striker Ayman Hussein briefly offered a glimmer of hope by equalizing against Norway, but the team could not withstand opponents possessing overwhelming firepower. The red card shown to defender Rebin Sulaka during the 0-5 defeat to Senegal marked the final image of a grueling campaign for the Asian side. In a viral moment during the 2026 World Cup qualifiers, Kylian Mbappé caused a stir by directing the referee. Before making way for Jean-Philippe Mateta, Mbappé needed to hand over the captain's armband to his on-field successor. Instead of passing it directly to Aurélien Tchouaméni, he handed it to referee Michael Oliver and asked him to pass it along. This action quickly garnered significant attention on X, formerly Twitter, with many fans joking that the French forward was asserting his authority on the pitch and bossing the referee around. A touching celebration took place during the 2026 World Cup as Abdoulaye Seck moved a vast number of fans during Senegal's 5-0 victory over Iraq in Group I. The moment was defined by Seck, the 34-year-old centre-back currently playing for Maccabi Haifa. After playing a role in the goal-scoring sequence, he immediately performed an act that left the football world hushed. He lifted his jersey to reveal a photo of himself with his late son, accompanied by the word forever. Not stopping there, the Senegalese player turned toward the stands, blew a kiss, and pointed to the sky, a touching message dedicated to his son. That moment quickly became the highlight of the match. Dembele's viral celebration after his hat-trick against Norway caused a stir on social media. He recreated Kvaratskhelia signature celebration following a superb hat-trick that dismantled the Nordic side. Ousmane Dembele delivered an explosive performance during the match between France and Norway at the 2026 World Cup. In just 31 minutes, the Les Bleus winger completed a high-class hat-trick, effectively dismantling the opposition's game plan. After scoring his third goal, the 29-year-old forward recreated his signature celebration, forming the letter K with his hands, as a tribute to his talented Paris Saint-Germain (PSG) teammate, Kvaratskhelia. Watching the match on TV since the Georgian national team had not qualified for the World Cup, Kvaratskhelia quickly responded by reposting a photo of Dembele's celebration on Instagram. The bond between Dembele and Kvaratskhelia has grown increasingly strong since they began playing together at PSG. Kvaratskhelia joined the French club in early 2025 and quickly developed a rapport with Dembele in the attack. The two players frequently support one another in major matches, notably, Kvaratskhelia provided an assist for a Dembele goal in his very first game for PSG. In the subsequent season, they continued to form one of the most exciting attacking duos in Europe. Dembele's meaningful celebration quickly went viral across social media. Many netizens expressed their appreciation for this small moment, which highlighted the bond and camaraderie among the PSG players. Pure class from Dembele. A wonderful tribute to a teammate who couldn't make it to the World Cup. Dembele's message to Kvaratskhelia: "Don't worry, I'll fight for both of us. Despite missing out on the World Cup, Kvara still has a reason to smile." Dembele brought his signature celebration to the biggest stage in world football, read some of the comments on ESPN UK's X account. Prior to his hat-trick against Norway, Dembele had also scored in the victory over Iraq. The young forward is shining within France's smoothly functioning World Cup attacking setup, which also features Mbappé, Olise and Du. Following the 4-1 win over Norway, France topped Group I with a perfect 9 points, while Holland and his teammates advanced to the round of 32 as group runners-up with 6 points.